Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Welcome back for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the week of February 28th through March 4th of 2022. If you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, we would highly recommend that you also view that. What do you do when there's blood in the streets? Again, you can find that on our main YouTube channel page, which is BeachBum Trading. And again, we highly recommend that you also view part 1, as that gives us all the input data and our strategies going into making our watch list updates for part 2. So now let's get started with making those watch list updates, looking at our bullpen and shopping lists, etc., and strategies for this week of February 28th through March 4th. Okay, I'm now on the stock screen on the online browser version of Webull. And as always, again, you can get 2 or more free stocks with your copy of Webull via our affiliate link below. And you can see right now, as of the recording of this video, they actually have a special promotion. They're offering 3 free stocks from Webull. Again, they run various promotions, so that may change when you watch this video after the fact. But again, at the time of this video, you can get 3 free stocks right now with your copy of Webull. And again, you can find our link in the description box below, and also anytime in the trading platforms category in the links section of our homepage, BeachBum Trading, bum.com. And you can also see we recently opened an account with Public Investing, or Public, and you can get a free slice of stock. You can use our affiliate link there off of our homepage or in the description box below. And again, you can get a free slice of stock when you open your account with Public. We actually got a slice of Disney stock when we opened our account in Public. And we'll probably be doing some more videos as we learn how to most efficiently take advantage of our Public account. So we hope you'll subscribe and hit the notify bell icon so you can be notified and you can learn along with us as to how to most efficiently and effectively use these various trading platforms and tools. So now let's get back to our watch list. Okay, let's first talk about updates to our main watch list for this week. And again, we've talked about part 1, the strategy for playing natural gas right now. And we looked at that, particularly with the Russian invasion of Ukraine, etc. And we like to play natural gas with the leveraged ETFs, oil, which is long natural gas, and coal, which is short on natural gas. We can see both oil and coal are kind of in the middle of a range. They both, had their swings. We've made nice profits on these swings. Really like the swings in natural gas, but right now it's kind of sitting in the middle. If you're long oil or short oil right now, you want to have a tight stop because it's not clear which direction it's going to go. If you're looking to initiate a position, I would wait for an extreme, either a top or a bottom, to initiate a new position in oil. So that's how we play natural gas. And since we're talking about natural gas, we can talk about oil as well, because very similarly, we like to play oil with the leveraged ETFs, which are DRIP, which is the short on oil. And again, we'll talk about it in a second, what our current position in that is, but we like to use DRIP for the short on oil and gush for a long on oil. So again, we'll talk about our position on DRIP in a second. So let's go back to Corsair. You'll see it's already run up. We're going to put Corsair back to our bullpen because you can see it already ran up. We'd like to wait for it to come back down to a support. We like it, we're just not going to chase it at this point. So again, we're going to move Corsair back to our bullpen so we can keep an eye on it. If it comes back down, then we might move it back to our watch list. You can see how quick and easy it is to update a watch list from the stock screen in Webull. I just right click there, I can say move to, I can pick the watch list I want to move it to, and I can say okay, put it in the bullpen. So now of course there's back in our bullpen, and we can watch it from there going forward. CVU is another aerospace defense, and we'll talk about our position in KTOS in a minute. But this is another one we had on our watch list from last week. We'd like it to come down just a little bit, and this is a low float aerospace defense company, so it jumps around. We'd like to get an opportunity on a dip to go long on CVU. And again, we talked about this in last week's trading game plan, so you can review that in further detail. We talked about gush, we talked about cold. Now let's talk about KTOS and our position there. Okay, here's KTOS, Kratos Defense, Aerospace Defense, Drone, etc. Play, and we can see right at earnings, it had a spike and then it dipped down, hit the support level in extended hours, and then started to run up. So hopefully you saw in the updates in our Patreon, in our Discord, in the comments to last week's video that we went long Kratos. We went long at 1612 on the 23rd for a long-term swing. And then again, we talked about this last week, aerospace defense, with the Russian situation. I mean, they're attractive anyway, but now aerospace defense are a sector to watch, and there's opportunities like we just talked about watching CVU as another kind of low float out of the visibility aerospace defense play. So congratulations to all our fellow BeachBum traders that followed us into this trade and are also profiting, or if you took profits already, that's great because it has made a nice run. But let me talk about our strategy with how we're going to play this going forward. So I've referenced in the description box below a previous video we've done on how to protect your profits with stop limit orders. So you can see that video via the link in the description box below. And that's how we're playing Kratos, is as it runs up, we are manually moving a stop limit order up following it. And so we're typically staying, at least one support level below where it's currently moving, where the price action currently is. So if it's running up above this R3 level, the VWAP is up above R3, I'm probably going to put my stop limit order just a penny or so below the R2 level. Because you can see they have a tendency to just kind of spike it down, wick it down real quick to kind of pick up those stop limit orders if you're too close. Once it's above and the VWAP's above another support level, then you can move your stop up to the support level below that. So that's how we're playing things like Kratos. We think it's got plenty of room to run up. Again, it's got the tailwinds, it's aerospace defense, drones, etc. They had some previous contracts. It was surprising that it was declining as it was. So this was kind of a rational, good opportunity. So again, we're going to keep trailing Kratos with a stop limit order. If it eventually rolls over, hits our stop, we'll take our profits, and that'll be great. So that's how we're playing Kratos. And again, congratulations to our fellow BeachBum traders who are in Kratos with us. Okay, LMFA, we're going to take off of our watch list for now. You can see it recently broke down through support. It did have a little bit of a bounce the end of the week with the bounce of cryptocurrency. But with all the downward pressures on cryptocurrency, the downward trending market, inflation, increasing inflation, again, so it's broken down. It may roll over. It's very sensitive right now to cryptocurrency. So we're going to take LMFA off of our watch list for now. Realty Income. We've been talking about this for quite a while. We've wanted to get into O for a while. And we got a quick opportunity. You can see it made this really quick dip, and then bounced back up, which was great. So we got a sizable chunk of O on the 22nd. Hopefully, again, you saw our alerts on that in our Patreon, Discord, etc. And this is a long-term swing. Again, they pay monthly dividends, so we're happy to just kind of sit on it and collect the dividends. It is also optionable, I believe. So yeah, we're selling covered calls against this position, so we're generating additional dividends for ourselves by selling covered calls against this position. And and again, this is one we can ride out all the turbulence, the global turbulence, the turbulence with the Fed. We can just sit there and collect a monthly dividend. So you can see it made a nice bounce. If you're not already in, if you're already in, congratulations. If not, I would recommend chasing it. It does tend to cycle, so you can get opportunities in the future to get into O. OPP, we'll see it broke down. We're going to take OPP off of our watch list. The weekly chart really doesn't look good, and it is a benchmark against a bond index, and again, bonds have been acting pretty irrationally, and so we want to wait for the Fed's quantitative tightening plans to be clarified to take a further look at anything bond related. So we're going to take OPP off of our watch list for this week, and we might take a look at it again in the future. Now let's talk about our position in SVXY, which is the short on the VIX, and how we're going to play that. Okay, we've been talking about SVXY for quite some time and stated that we had a buy order sitting out, a good to cancel buy order sitting in our account at this 48.85 level, which was the previous low, recent low in SVXY. Again, SVXY is the short on the VIX, so when the VIX spikes, SVXY bottoms, and we got that order to catch on the 24th. You can see it spiked down, hit that support, bounced back up nicely. The VIX is retracing. Just the way the VIX is defined, it reverts to its mean, so the VIX is going to decline. It's kind of a guaranteed winner. Now, yes, the VIX can spike even higher, so SVXY could show red for a while, but again, this, in my opinion, this is a guaranteed winning trade. So we went big orders across several of our Webull accounts, and we are long big on SVXY for swing scalp trade, long on volatility. Well, it's a short on volatility, short on the VIX. Again, right now the VIX is below 30. It's 27, about 27.60 right now. Again, it has the nature of SVXY. The nature of the VIX is it's going to revert to its mean, so it's going to decline unless there's some event that triggers it to spike higher, which is fine because again, it's going to eventually again retrace and decline, and SVXY will be profitable. So again, because of the nature of this, we're trailing it the same way we talked about KTOS. Is we're moving manually moving a stop limit up below it, and we also have a take profit. So we're using a stop loss take profit order in Webull to manually move that stop up just below support levels. Again, it's volatile, so it'll spike up and down, and if it does, we'll take profit. If it goes lower, we'll jump back in and again ride the VIX back down and take profit in SVXY. Again, this great way you can make money in any market, like we've said. And in part one, we talk about, buy when there's blood in the streets, and this is exactly that type of situation. When there's uncertainty, fear, etc., the VIX spikes, SVXY bottoms. You buy, and it's a great way to make a lot of money. So, as I mentioned, we're using a stop limit and take profit order. So if we zoom out a bit on the VIX, you can see, okay, that's where we bought. You can see that's where its previous low was in the past. There's that dip that we were watching. That's why I put that order there. And now I've got a take profit way up at this peak. So I don't really expect the VIX to drop that low, given all the uncertainty with the Fed, etc. So more than likely, when it rolls over, if it happens to peak and roll over, it'll hit our stop, we'll take our profits, and then I'd really like to see the VIX reach a bottom before the Fed meeting. If that happens, then I'm going to go long the VIX into the Fed meeting using SVXY. So these are the two ETFs, leveraged ETFs that we like to use to play volatility, play the VIX. SVXY is long the VIX, so you're playing that the VIX is going to go up, spike, etc. So you can go long the VIX using SVXY, and then you can, when the VIX peaks and rolls over, you can go short the VIX with SVXY. And again, there's tons of money to be made if you're nimble and can catch these rollovers, these flips in the VIX, these momentum trades in the VIX. I tend not to be quite that nimble. I'm trying to be better in that regards, because there's just tons of money to be made in these areas. So again, that's our play on the VIX. Congratulations for everyone else that's in it. A couple other points to note with stops in general is stops are not active or executed in extended hours. So at least in Webull, E-Trade Fidelity, the accounts that we actively trade in, if you have a stop limit or stop loss or whatever, you cannot count on that triggering in extended hours. So it will only trigger once you get in the regular market hours at 9:30 to 4. So that's why I try to get up, at 4 a.m. to be able to watch what's going on. And if I, manually have to sell or buy something, I can't, again, rely on a stop limit, stop loss, or a take profit order to trigger until the market actually opens. So again, that's why I try to get up at 4 a.m., take advantage of opportunities to take profits or buy irrationally cheap opportunities at 4 a.m. So you can see our video, our previous video, it's 4 a.m. Do you know where your stocks are? That goes through kind of my 4 a.m. routine, and hopefully that will help you as well. Okay, VTI is the Vanguard Total Market Fund, and here's a great example of our premise from part 1 about buying when there's blood in the streets. This is an opportunity that we don't get very often. The last one was probably the pandemic, when you get these, when there's blood in the streets, there are great opportunities in some of these things. And this is a very popular market ETF. It's low risk because it covers like something like 4,000 or 400 stocks. It's very popular. It's very similar to BOO, which is only on the S&P, so this is broader than the S&P. And we've talked about this for several weeks. Again, this is an opportunity of a premise from part 1 about buying when there's blood in the streets. Here's a great opportunity to get long on VTI. If you're a long-term investor, again, this is a great opportunity. If you're doing dollar cost averaging, again, you want to add to your position in ETFs like this for your long-term investing, VTI, VOO, etc. Again, now is the time to buy when there's blood in the streets. We have several orders sitting out in our accounts down at this 206.52 level to catch a dip. I kind of missed that dip. I was hoping for an even better price, so I was being greedy. So I do have orders sitting out there to catch another dip. If we zoom out a bit, we can see what this great opportunity is in VTI. So you can see that this is the lowest point that it's been in quite some time. And again, you can see the risk reward here, maybe 10 down or so and about 30 up. So and that would be a 30, that would be a 15% gain. So again, here is your opportunity to buy when there's blood in the streets. Even though it's run up, again, if you're a longer term investor, if you're doing dollar cost averaging, etc., if you want to get a 15% return in the future, and more so, again, this is betting on the long term uptrend in the markets. And if you look back in history, the markets have always gone up in the long run. You'll hear a lot of people talking about dollar cost averaging. They'll try to time the market. Well, here's your opportunity to time the market, and this is the time. So if you have cash on the sidelines, etc., this is the time to buy when there's blood in the streets. And that was our whole point, part one. So VTI is a great one. BOO, I was getting alerts that it was bottoming as well. I like VTI better because it's broader. It's not just the S&P. So, some days the S&P's up, the NASDAQ's down. Some days the NASDAQ's up, the S&P's down. This guy is going to be less sensitive to the individual market. So we hope that all helps you. Again, if we catch that buy VTI, we will alert you in our Discord, etc. And we'll briefly show you where that is in just a second, and then we'll move on. Okay, I just wanted to very quickly show you how you can get real-time alerts when we make these trades most quickly. As soon as possible, I'm posting them now to our Patreon page, and this will automatically go out in email. You can access our Patreon via the link in the description box below, and also on our YouTube homepage, etc., on any of our YouTube pages. You can join our Patreon. Again, that is the first place we will post the alerts as soon as possible when we make a trade, when we get stopped out of a trade, etc. So if you want to get those alerts, please join our Patreon. Then from there, our Patreon will automatically post those alerts from the Patreon into the Trade Alerts channel on our new Discord page. So again, you can find a link to our new Discord page in the description box below, also on our homepage, beachbumtrading.com, under the social media links, and also as a link in the link section in the About on our YouTube channel. So you can get the trade alerts. Also, when we're making intra-week changes to our watch list, we post those. You can see I posted these changes to our watch list on the 24th as we made them, and that is in the Stock Watchlist Updates channel of our Discord. So again, you can get links to our Patreon, to our Discord, etc. in the description box below, on our home page, on our YouTube page again. So if you want to keep up with all of this real time rather than just on a weekly basis, those are the ways that you could do so. So we hope that all helps as well. Okay, let's quickly talk about changes to our bullpen watch list, which are the ones that we're not actively watching during the day, but on kind of an end-of-day basis to see if it's something we want to put in the game. Add to our real-time watch list. You can see Corsair Gaming, which is CRSR, which we just moved to our bullpen from our main watch list because it already had run up. We've had Grow in our bullpen for a while. It's a cryptocurrency, dividend paying, and it's run up as well. So we're waiting for those guys to come back down. One we added to our bullpen for this week that I like is INDL, which is an ETF. We also added it to our ETFs watch list, which maybe we'll talk about that later on as well. But this is a bull 2x leveraged ETF on the India markets, and it had run really nicely this year, so I didn't want to chase it. But again, it's the buy when there's blood in the streets, and this was an opportunity. We can see it took a big dip. I missed it on that dip. I would have loved to have caught that dip and gotten this run up. If we get another opportunity and it does turn down on some more fear, we would like to take a look at INDL, going long INDL for a long-term run. Again, this is India. Markets have done very well, so it's one to keep your eye on, as we will as well. So another one we want to add to our bullpen right now came up in our screeners, and we took a brief look at it. We might need to do some more detailed due diligence on it, but this is JYNT. It's a joint corporation. They manage healthcare facilities. They're really focused on chiropractors. So anybody who has an opinion on, our chiropractic clinics going to do well going forward, I'm thinking with the reopening, people having worked at home for a couple years, they might need a chiropractor. It is optionable. I would like to see it come down. So what we'll do is we'll add this to our bullpen, and you can see how easy it is to maintain your watch list from the stock screen. We just search for them. We can click on the star to add them to any watch list. I want to add them right now to our bullpen. So I just star the bullpen. Again, we have another video on how to maintain your watch list from the stock screen. So now we've got JYNT in our bullpen. So we could see it's kind of declining. So I'd kind of like to see it stabilize. It's broken down through support, so that's why it's in the bullpen, not our watch list yet. As I would like to see it reach a stable bottom. And then maybe if it reaches a stable bottom, turns out breaks the VWAP, that might be one that we want to be interested in. So we will leave OESX. Again, it's an energy LEDs play. I kind of like to see a nice support there. It's a lower float. Pets has run up. We made some profit on it and then got stopped out and missed the quick run up, so I'd like to see it come down. PayPal, we're pretty interested. PayPal looks like it may have found support, a bottom, and bounced off of it down here. I don't want to chase it. If that was the bottom, then I missed it. But I talked about doing a due diligence, and that may be one of the next ones we talk about. If it does come down again, if we get some additional fear, etc., some more blood in the streets, then PayPal may be one that we'll put in the game and take a shot at. Skills, we're just going to take it off the bullpen now because it tanked on poor earnings and guidance. It's going to likely be in the penalty box for quite some time based on that poor guidance. So we're just going to take them out of the bullpen. Long term, we still like the concept, but again, the fact that they missed earnings, and earnings matter again, as we talked about a couple weeks ago, and again, that's going to put their poor guidance for 2022. It's going to put them in the penalty box for quite some time. So we're going to take them out of the bullpen for now. Tate, we've had on the watch list for a couple weeks. We do have a previous due diligence video. You can see our previous due diligence video on Tate. So right now I'd like to come down a little bit, and you can see that due diligence. TMF is that one on the bonds. Again, we're waiting for the Fed to declare what they're going to do for quantitative tightening before we really act on the bonds, but you can see kind of the level I'm looking at buying in and going long on the 20-year bonds. UUU is a security, and you can see it already made the run with the Russia threat of cyber attacks. It ran. I missed it. I'm going to take it off because I'm not going to chase it. So I'm just going to take UUU off. Yala, we've had that on for a while. It's kind of a little higher than I'd like it. So we'll leave that one on. Another one I want to add for this week is VRME. And VRME is another security related. It's a verification type of stock. Might need to do some further due diligence. Okay, so I did that. So here's another way. As you see, I searched. I just hit return. So it went to my recently. So I can right click, add to watch list, go to bullpen, add it to the bullpen, flip back over to my watch list, and now I've got VRME in my watch list. So we can see it's run up a little bit. I kind of like it, you know, at a stable bottom down here somewhere. Again, it's security, authentication, airport authentication. Uh, they seem to be recently profitable. Again, this may warrant some further due diligence before we take action on BRME, but that's another one we're adding to our bullpen for this week. Shopping list stocks. Let's talk about shopping list stocks for a second. Okay, let's talk about our ETFs watch list. I also have a watch list in my Webull that I can watch with a variety of ETFs that I want to watch. And as we discussed in part one, I was looking for some additional ETFs, ideally leveraged along and short various commodities, etc., global indices, you know, Russia. Looking for, you know, really a short on Russia. We'll talk about that in a second, but I'm also looking for additional commodities like corn, wheat, gasoline, etc., because we saw in part one they were kind of on an extreme. They peaked. It looks like I probably missed the top because I didn't have a way to short these commodities when they reached that extreme peak. Now, I have found a couple, and we talked about just in our bullpen that we found a long on India, leveraged long on India. India also, I've added that as well to my ETF watch list. And I've also found one now to long Russia. It's a leveraged bull, so it's a long on Russia, RUSL. And we could see, you know, with the Russian invasion and the sanctions on Russia, it took a dive. But then has bounced back. Now, again, that's just what I want to watch. I want to have in my ETFs watch list, but what I'm really looking for is a short on Russia. I wouldn't touch this long. There's a risk of further sanctions that could further negatively impact the Russian markets. Again, I'm sure this was a bounce because people thought this extreme drop was an opportunity, maybe made some money on that momentum. But again, I wouldn't touch this. I think there's severe risk to the Russian markets. I also wouldn't touch Russian stocks at this time. Again, there's just very high risk. If you're in them already, that's one thing. Act appropriately, but if you're not, we're going to stay away from any further Russian stocks. And we talked about part one. You also want to stay away from stocks that are exposed to that market. And Jim Cramer pointed out some specific names. Again, those are all in part one. Also watch for, we're looking for more ETFs to add for other commodities, global indices, other currencies. Again, as we talked about in part one, in the future, so we see opportunities and we just don't have ways to play them, particularly in retirement accounts. As we find these additional ETFs, we also have an ETFs channel within our Discord, and I will be posting additional ETFs as we find them also in this ETFs channel. In our Discord, we can also talk about various ETFs, how to play ETFs, etc. This is just one of the additional asset classes. You can see we have commodities, cryptocurrencies. Again, this is all still under construction, so you will see things change, things get added. We're moving as quickly as we can to make that as valuable as possible for all of you in our BeachBum trading community. So now let's just briefly talk about a shopping list and strategies, etc. Okay, as we've talked about for a long time, we've talked about having your shopping list of stocks you always wanted to buy when there's an opportunity, and here's your opportunity, right? Is when there's blood in the streets, you buy when there's blood in the streets. Well, hopefully you had your shopping list ready, and hopefully you were able to take advantage of this opportunity to get some of those stocks when they got cheap, when there was blood in the streets, and you were able to take advantage of your shopping list. That's why we have the shopping list. Again, if you're new to our community, new to trading, etc., we always recommend you have this list of the stocks you want to buy, hold for a long term, etc. Have it ready So you know when this opportunity presents itself, when there's fear, blood in the streets, they get cheap, irrationally so, particularly, or an irrational reaction to earnings because earnings matter, etc., that you can take an opportunity. So I just wanted to reiterate that. Otherwise, again, we hope that you like this video. We hope that all this information is helpful to you. Again, we hope you'll subscribe to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. Hit the notify to get notified of the bell icon to be notified of further videos as we publish them. We hope you'll join us in our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server. You can find links in the description box below, on our homepage, etc. So again, please share this with your fellow traders. We really want to build this community. We want to help each other out, help all of us be successful in our trading. If there's anything we could do to help you, let us know. Leave a comment under this video. Join us in the Discord. Let us know how we can help you. So again, we wish you good luck. Have a great trading week, and we will see you soon.
The content of this video was produced by BeachBum Trading. We hope you will choose to also join us in the BeachBum Trading community and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit us at our homepage at beachbumtrading.com, the bum without the U. Similarly on Twitter, BeachBum Trading, bum without the U. On Facebook and in our BeachBum Trading Facebook group. Please follow us on Pinterest and on Instagram. All of the links to our social media sites will be included in the description box below, and we hope you will choose to subscribe to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Thank you. We hope that you like our weekly game plan for the trading week for this week. Thank you for watching the video to the end. If you found this helpful, we hope that you will choose to subscribe to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel, and please click the bell icon below to automatically be notified whenever we publish a new video. Please also share this with your fellow traders and friends via the share button included below, and let us know if you found our weekly game plans helpful in the comments included below, and let us know how we can improve. What would you like to see more, less of, etc. Thank you again for watching. Good luck and have a great trading week.